Beneath the desolate, uncharted black silt of the deep ocean dwells an ancient creature forgotten by time for hundreds of millions of years. It has no true spine, no jaws, nor eyes to see the world around it. It spends its long life relying merely on its thick skin and sensitive tentacles. Many superficial observers have branded it a crude and unsettling oddity of the seabed, put off by its abundant slime and primitive appearance. Yet when modern science, calm and rational, turned its lens to the silent seabed hundreds of meters deep near Equatorial Guinea, it revealed a truth that soothes the soul entirely. Far from being a greedy predator, this long misunderstood creature is a reclusive deep-sea dweller that lives a restrained life, curling up and slumbering peacefully in the darkness, the Equatorial Guinea hagfish. Tonight, by the gentle glow of the flickering fire, let us explore its life, a story you need not strive to remember. It surrenders its ribbon-like pink body entirely to the lightless seabed mud, drifting into unconscious slumber amid the cold ocean currents. Crushed under immense water pressure and wrapped in utter stillness, it has chosen the safest, most reserved and healing way to exist in this complex world. In this sunless expanse of quiet waters, it takes the gentlest form, creating an isolated sanctuary within the all-encompassing darkness. As storms die down at sea and noises fade away on land, this silent figure coiled into a tight knot deep in the mud begins a long tale of letting go of perceptions and drifting into pure sleep. You need not wonder how it survives such extreme conditions. Just listen to the steady, soothing deep-sea hum like gentle breathing, and let yourself drift off to sleep. To understand the fate of the Equatorial Guinea hagfish, we must leave behind the lively, colorful shallow waters and descend into the pitch-black silt layers of the deep sea. Beneath the warm surface waters of Equatorial Guinea, the seawater grows as thick as ink with increasing depth, and the temperature plummets to near freezing. Hundreds of meters below the surface, there are no swaying plants or sheltering rocks, only thick soft silt accumulated from biological remains over tens of thousands of years. This is the hagfish's bedroom and lifelong home. What seems a suffocating, gloomy wasteland to humans is the tenderest and safest haven in the world for them. The hagfish has an extremely streamlined body in dusky pink or grayish-purple, entirely boneless and composed of tough, flexible cartilage and muscle. Most striking is its head. The eyes that help shallow-water creatures evade enemies and chase prey have degenerated into pale patches hidden beneath its skin. It voluntarily abandons sight, giving up the ability to observe a chaotic world rife with cruelty and deception. In perpetual darkness, eyes become not just a burden, but a source of anxiety. Freed from the disturbance of light, its mind can stay in a state of absolute tranquility. It learns to embrace degeneration, to resist restlessness, and to embrace numbness, to accept all things, burying itself deep within the fine, cold mud. In the profound stillness of the night, you may see it sway gently, sinking into the deepest silt like a strand of silk from above the mortal world, free from all worldly thoughts. In this tranquil dark haven, the hagfish is best known for its remarkable habit of curling and knotting its body. Lacking any hard bones, it can twist and bend its form in extreme ways impossible for land creatures. When preparing for long hibernation or sensing faint shifts in the currents within the mud, it slowly draws its tail forward toward its head. Then, with a rhythm that is mechanical yet graceful and restrained, it twists its body round and round, eventually tying itself into a tight, seamless knot in the darkness. The movement unfolds as if floating through thick liquid in space. Every shift of its body and every touch of its skin takes minutes to complete. Once the knot is fully formed, the hagfish becomes a firm, round, unbroken sphere, resting quietly in the soft mud. This is neither an act of defense nor attack. Instead, it uses its own body to build the smallest yet sturdiest mental barrier against the outside world. In this state, its metabolism and heart rate drop to a fraction of their normal levels, and its breathing grows so faint it resembles a wisp of air drifting through the silt. It cuts off all connection with the outside world, drawing in its tentacles and senses to the core of its body, indulging in profound mental relaxation beneath the ocean floor. This steady, repetitive and enclosed rhythm holds a magical power to ease all worries, filling the surrounding stillness with the comforting embrace of soft earth. Even in this secluded refuge, life is not entirely without turmoil. The hagfish faces its most misunderstood and dramatic moments when conflicts arise. As a bottom-dwelling creature, it rarely takes the initiative to hunt. But when the carcasses of large marine creatures from shallow waters sink down as whale falls, a silent struggle begins. These massive remains draw countless hungry deep-sea predators, such as fierce six-gill sharks and giant isopods, which tear and scramble wildly in the dark. Faced with these giants hundreds of times its size armed with sharp teeth, the hagfish chooses not to flee. Instead, it unleashes one of the ocean's most astonishing defense mechanisms, a coat of slime. When danger draws near, hundreds of slime glands lining its body activate instantly, secreting a special substance laced with fine protein filaments. Upon contact with seawater, the substance expands tens of thousands of times in an instant, turning the water within several meters into a thick, tough gel-like slime net. The predator trying to devour the hagfish finds its mouth and gills blocked by the colorless, odorless gel, risking suffocation. It is forced to spit out the hagfish and flee in panic. Once the danger passes, the hagfish wriggles out of the slime by untying its body knot calmly and methodically. It makes no roar and shows no arrogance. In this quiet, restrained way, it keeps the cruelty of shallow waters and the ferocity of giant beasts away from its small, peaceful sanctuary. Free from external disturbances, the hagfish returns to its ordinary life, a prolonged, aimless state of dormancy. It spends over 90% of its life lying motionless in sleep. Wakefulness is merely a temporary transition. With its body temperature and metabolism hovering near freezing, a single full meal from a whale fall can sustain it for months, or even half a year, without eating or drinking amid the quiet currents. In the quiet of the night, if you delve into this world with your heart, you will see its 4 pairs of snout tentacles lying flat on the fine mud, like 8 threads connected to the pulse of the earth. It craves neither the vibrant colors of coral reefs in shallow waters nor the scorching heat of sunlight. Here in the mud hundreds of meters deep, emptiness serves as its thickest blanket. Its plain dusky pink skin becomes the perfect camouflage beneath the silt. Sometimes gentle deep-sea currents sweep away the top layer of mud, revealing its coiled body, yet it remains utterly unshaken. It erects an invisible barrier on the seabed, shielding itself from the cruelty of the food chain, the passage of time, and the anxieties of human civilization. Dwelling in the cracks of time, it maintains a meditative composure, guarding its pure, carefree nocturnal haven. As time grinds to a near standstill in the abyss, the hagfish enters the twilight of its life. Its lifespan remains a mystery to humans, for its nearly dormant lifestyle leaves few obvious signs of aging on its tough skin. Yet death is an irreversible law of nature. As it grows older, its once productive slime glands gradually weaken. Its 4 pairs of tentacles, once extremely sensitive to faint chemical changes on the seabed, lose their sharpness and hang limply in the mud. On a calm night, this reclusive dweller that has hidden quietly in the mud for most of its life stretches its body for the last time. It no longer ties itself into knots or resists the pull of the depths. Fine seabed sediments drift down like winter snow, covering its dusky pink form. All around lies dead silence. The cold, delicate mud carrying the fragrance of ancient earth envelopes and merges with it gently layer by layer. Unlike land animals that convulse and cry out in their final moments, it passes away as quietly as a drop of water blending into another, eventually becoming one with the seabed mud. Though it never gazed upon a single star, it found pure, unguarded inner peace and eternal tranquility in this lonely abyss, achieving true release in eternal rest. When morning light finally pierces the thick clouds above the waters of Equatorial Guinea, golden rays shimmer across the blue shallow sea. But eternal darkness still reigns in the muddy abyss that is home to the hagfish, untouched by any glimmer of light. The old hagfish resting in the mud has fully merged into the seabed nutrients, continuing the ancient cycle of life in the deepest ocean realms. With its soft, restrained life and its voluntary loss of sight, it composes an ode to letting go of perceptions and finding ultimate safety in this desolate mud flat long feared by humans. It leaves behind no mighty roars or grand journeys, only shallow indentations in the mud, gradually smoothed away by the currents. In a world filled with noise, haste and endless information, its reclusive existence reminds us, sometimes, closing our eyes is the gentlest form of self-protection. The tail of the muddy abyss drifts away with the distant currents, and the remote depths return to their original undisturbed peace. The hagfish slumbering in utter stillness has fallen into its dreams. Let the steady, soothing hum of the deep sea calm your mind and ease your guard. Relax the nerves worn out from observing the busy world all day, close your eyes, and drift into a carefree night of peaceful sleep, just as it does.